Hello! This is a battle that I had that I thought was going to turn out to be just an ordinary run-of-the-mill random battle, but as you can probably see by the title of this video, this is a Heatmor sweep. It is my first ever sweep, and I thought I'd record it. I hope you guys enjoyed as much as I did, and let's just get straight into it. So he leads with his Deoxys attack, and I send in my Haxorus. I switch out and go into my Munna because I have the Signal Beam. As he goes for the Ice Beam, I get some leftovers. He goes for the Extreme Speed, and I go for the Signal Beam, but it doesn't kill him because he has a Sash, so he's down on 1% health. But then he switches out into his Paraglide as I go for a Moonlight, just to get me back to full with the leftovers. So he goes for the Sucker Punch, takes me down to 30, takes a bit of Life Orb damage, and I go for the Hidden Power Fighting. And then he goes for another Sucker Punch, but it misses because I was going for the Moonlight and I just want a bit of health. Then he goes for the Sucker Punch again. I know I can live it, and I go for the Signal Beam, sorry, my bad, and that gets him to 11. He then kills me with the U-turn, but the Life Orb takes him down to 1% health, and that's my Munna down. So he goes into his Vanillish, and I go into my Heatmor, but he switches out into his Rhyperior as I go for the Fire Blast. So I switch out into my Grottle to take I was predicting a ground grass move, but he goes for the Aqua Tail, and then switches into his Charmander as I go for the Leech Seed. So I switch back into my Flygon to take the Overheat, which with a crit did quite a bit. But I get my Leech Seed as he switches out, and I go for the Roost, just to take me back to almost full. And then I go in for the U-turn to get away from this Rhyperior into the Grottle again, as he goes for a Stone Edge. He then switches out into his Charmander, and I go for the Toxic. And then predicting the Fire-type move, I switch into my Heatmor, and he goes for the Overheat to activate my Flash Fire, and this is where the sweep begins. So he goes into his Pupitar. I go for the Focus Blast, meaning to go for the Charmander, but then I go for the Giga Drain on the Pupitar, kill it in one. He sends in his Rhyperior. I go for another Giga Drain, knock it in one. He sends in his Deoxys. I just go for the Sucker Punch to outspeed it and kill it. He then sends in his Charmander. I just Sucker Punch it again just to knock it down. And then I go for another Sucker Punch to kill the Charmander. He sends in his Vanillish, and I go for the Fire Blast, which hits this time, kills it in one. And finally, his Paraglide, 1%. So again, goes for the Sucker Punch, and the Life Orb kills it. And that is the end of this Heatmor sweep. Thank you very much for watching. Please leave a like, a comment, and a subscribe, or even share this video. And I will see you in the next video. Thank you, and have a good day. Goodbye.